And now we turn to a NewsNation border report. The Biden administration monitoring some migrant families as part of its process to eventually deport them. But families from certain countries are excluded. NewsNation's Allie Bradley is live from Tempe, Arizona with the details. And Allie, these monitors, these are something the Biden administration used before, didn't they?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We saw this program being used with single adults back in the day as early as even a year ago. But right now what we're dealing with is an influx in family members. So we've seen 93,000 people cross the southern border last month as part of a family unit. That is what my sources are saying. Now that's compared to just 52,000 in July. So a really big jump there. And the Biden administration is working to get those numbers down a little bit by using these ankle monitors. And it is a trick out of the old playbook that they're kind of bringing back to hopefully make an impact here. But what my sources are also saying is that this program is limited to who can be part of it. And when all is said and done, most of them are getting an NTA and released into the country anyways. So here's what it's called. It's the FIRM program, or the Family Expedited Removal Management Program. There are currently more than 600 family units in this program, and families from certain countries, including the Northern Triangle, which is Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. Now, Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia, they're also eligible for FIRM. And this is a reason why. They're easier to remove quickly. However, families coming from countries with strained relationships won't qualify. Those include Venezuela and Cuba. Sources say others from Senegal, India, Nepal, those will also not be in the program because deportations for those individuals are much more complicated and, yeah, as you might imagine, require more resources. So the head of the household is getting a tracking device. Right now, they're getting these ankle monitors along with a phone with a specific app that allows them to be tracked and also easily connect with an immigration office or a case manager. Now, they're transitioning to a smartwatch right now that will eventually replace the phone and the ankle bracelet. But roughly a year ago, we were seeing single adults with ankle monitors as part of an alternate to detention program. That practice, so kind of ended quietly when agents tell me they ran out of devices to distribute. So how does a FIRM program work? Well, it all happens over the course of about a month. The family comes in, they claim fear. They're released with a tracking device into one of these 33 cities where they have a sponsor. Now, they're not going to qualify if their sponsor cannot receive them in one of those cities. It's another kind of element there. By September 15th, though, 42 cities are going to be on that list, and that will include New York, where many migrants I talk to say is their destination. Now, they will then have an immigration interview with an asylum officer. If they fail that, they can apply for a review with an immigration court judge. They then wait for a final determination. Now, if that judge determines their fear claim isn't valid, they can be removed or will be issued a notice to appear. And then they enter into those full immigration removal proceedings, which is what the majority of migrants are in our country right now, which we've seen court dates, some of them out all the way until 2027. So after all of this effort, my sources say that roughly 60% of the people that are going through this FIRM program are still getting NTAs, Kelly. So they're going through a month-long process here, tying up a lot of resources. And then when all is said and done, they're being put out into the country and waiting for that other court date, inevitably costing a lot of resources and pulling a lot of agents from the line that we know need to be there right now, Kelly.
Yeah, and a complicated process. All right, Allie Bradley, thank you for the update.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.